So just had breakfast with Mike Coffee. This is the type of coffee that puts you to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Heavyweight, 4-0, 3 KOs. How's camp been so far? You got here on Monday, right?
I got here Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how has the sparring been?
It's been really good.
Yeah.
You know, champ is looking good. You know, it's moving. You know.
One thing I noticed about you, I think you should get your pride and joy out, your golden gloves chain.
Oh yeah. You know, I'm proud of that. You know,
Yeah.
I won that.
Have you got it on you now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's show. See, that's the most prestigious gift in America you can get for being a boxer, you know?
One of them, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And you beat Nkosi Solomon for that.
Yeah, Nkosi Solomon, he was #1 super heavyweight in the nation at the time. So, you know, even more proud of it because of that, you know?
Yeah. Because you said, like, you were going to chase him down, like wherever tournament he went, you went.
Yeah, that was pretty much what the plan was. Like, all right, since he's the #1 guy, you know, whatever tournament he goes into, if I can, I'm gonna be in that same tournament.
Yeah. And what was it like when you finally beat him? Like,
felt good, you know. It felt good. Felt vindicated because we actually fought twice.
Yeah.
And the first time he beat me, and so and you know, like most people, you know, you know, when you feel like you won, you're like, oh man, I want to get that back, and so I was able to do that. You know, so it felt good.
Yeah. What did you make of like him losing his pro debut?
You know, it's not the first time somebody lost their pro debut. And it's not like you know, this is the end for him. You know, like I said, it was just a debut. Yeah, the debut is important, but it's not like he's lost, like, you know, a bunch of fights. You know, it's just one. It's a setback, but he can always bounce back from it.
Yeah. And look, before you met him in the Golden Gloves fight, you had some problems, right, with your kidneys?
Before I met him.
Yeah. No, like in the Golden Gloves leading up, like you said, you were like.
Oh no. It was just in preparation for the fight.
Yeah.
I wanted to, cause, you know, knowing that he, you know, he's a guy with, you know, good stamina and everything like that, and he's like a mobile guy. I wanted to come in a little lighter than what I normally would fight at. Yeah. So that, you know, I can match, you know, his stamina, you know. And so what I was doing was I was actually trying to cut, but what I did was I did an aggressive cut, you know, and actually wound up dehydrating myself and going to I had to go to the hospital because of that, you know. So like, you know, leading up to that fight, we only really got to train for about like maybe a week, maybe a little over a week. But, you know, it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out because that's what I say. The victory must have meant so much to you because of what you went through during that time.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of things going on. Even in the fight, you know, if you ever saw the fight itself, you know, there was like headgear issues. Like the headgear was so small, it was covering my eyes. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on in that fight.
Yeah, and it was interesting because you didn't personally sign up for like Golden Gloves or boxing. Like a friend signed you up, didn't he?
Yeah. A friend of mine from the Marine Corps, you know, because I was in the Marines. He always kept telling me he wanted me to, you should box, and you know, it was something I always would like just brush off my shoulders. I'd be like, yeah, but you know, I never was like really pursuing it like that. And then one day, yeah, he just came into me and him were roommates. He came into my room and was like, you know, I signed you up for the Golden Gloves. So, and I already paid the registration fee. I paid for your book, so you got to do it. So I was like, all right, and here we are.
What does that friend say to you now that you're sparring the heavyweight champion of the world?
Like, oh well, definitely. He feels the same way I feel about it. Like, wow, you know what I'm saying? We came a long way in a short period of time. But, you know, other than that, you know, he's like me. He keep it humble, you know? He doesn't really like, you know, ask for credit or anything like that. He's just like, hey, you know, do your thing.
Yeah. It was interesting you said as well that, like, when you were in the Marine Corps, you thought you were going to be there for 20 years. But what changed your mind?
Well, shoot, with the Marine Corps, what changed my mind? It was accumulation of things, man. But you know, ultimately, I would just say, you know, 20 years just wasn't for me. It was, you know, I wasn't a lifer, you know.
Yeah.
You know, there's some guys who join the Marine Corps, you know, and they see it as something that they want to do for the rest of their lives. Me, I just wasn't one of those guys.
You were quite smart as well. Like they put you on like some sort of legal position.
Yeah. So like I was like in the combat unit, you know. So in garrison, which is just in country, you know, everybody has their jobs.
Yeah.
And one of my billets was because I was real versed in the legal system. So one of my billets became legal chief. It was passed down to me actually from the same friend who got me into boxing, because he was actually the legal chief at first.
Yeah.
So it got passed down to me, and you know, whatever knowledge I could bestow on the younger Marines, you know, I tried to do that.
Yeah, because they can get scared if they get pulled up on something, can't they?
Oh yeah. I mean, you see a lot of shiny stuff on the collar, man. Like a lot of guys get nervous, you know. But it's just like anything. It's important to just whatever your job is, you should know the ins and outs. And if you know that, then you know there's no need to be scared or whatever, because you're prepared. You know.
Yeah. It's you did how many tours of Afghanistan?
I just did the one.
Did the one? What was it like out there?
Without getting into too much crazy detail, I would say hyper vigilant. That's the word I would use.
Hyper vigilant.
Yeah, hyper vigilant.
Why?
Well, you know, hey, like we learn in the Marine Corps, you know, complacency kills. You know, complacency kills. So you don't want to be complacent. If anything, you would rather be hyper vigilant. You know, make sure that you pay attention to your surroundings, and because the ultimate goal is to make it back to your family, your loved ones.
How long were you out there for that tour?
I was out there 8 months, I believe.
Yeah, 8 months. And how relieved were you when you got back?
Oh man, damn near kissed the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, hey, I made it back in one piece. You know, there were a lot of brave guys who went out there who weren't as fortunate, you know. But, you know, I was one of the fortunate ones, you know, and much respect to everybody who, you know, goes out there.
Yeah.
Because you're risking your life.
Definitely. Well, going on to your boxing now, I watched you spar the other day. He's obviously got a tricky character, Deontay, in Tyson Fury, but you move quite well. So, like, how are you sort of like helping to replicate that awkward Tyson Fury style?
I mean, again, like, you know, without getting into too much detail, because you know, I don't really like to really talk about specifics of people's camp, but you know, I'm just trying to like basically, you know, I'm a tall guy. I'm not as tall as Tyson Fury, but I'm a pretty tall guy. You know, Tyson Fury, he's awkward, but he also has, you know, a good technical skill. So, you know, I try to like at least imitate the awkward foot movement. You know, the way he switches back and forth, and then, you know, just put the jab out there, put the long jab out there. I got a pretty long reach. You know, put the long jab out there. Maybe mix it up. You know, high low, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's not just Deontay's camp you've been in. You've been in like Jarrell Miller's and Adam Kawanaki.
I've been in Adam Kawanaki's camp 2 separate occasions. I've never been in Jarrell Miller's camp, but I've sparred with him on 2 separate occasions. I've been in like Tomas Adamek. Yeah. Been in his camp. I've been in a few camps, you know. But those are the notable guys.
Yeah. So did you help Adamek prepare for Big Baby?
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah. Did he learn much before he got dropped?
I'd like to think so, but you know, I mean, the fight didn't really go that long, so you know. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, you know, I can't speak for that man.
In terms of you personally, like what step up do you want next? Like, where's the next? You've won the Golden Gloves, you've turned pro, 4 fights, so it's still early days for you. But how do you want to be stepped up?
You know, as long as we do it, you know, the right way, smart. I'm always ready to step up every fight. You know, especially if you know, each fight is not like, you know, if I have a fight and, you know, it's a step up, but I make it look pretty easy, I guess you could say. Then yeah, why not step it up even further the next fight? But you know, if I have a fight and you know, even if you win, you know, but if you see that there's still things that you need to work on, then maybe, I'm not saying you step down, find someone of equal value, you know. But as of right now, things have been going according to plan, and you know, this next fight is another step up fight from my last. So, you know.
And it's November 16th, right?
November 16th.
Yeah. And where's that based?
That is going to be Sands Casino, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Have you been there before?
Yeah. All but one fight has been there.
Yeah. What do you like about Tuscaloosa and this camp in general?
It's peaceful, you know, and then the camp itself, they take care of you.
Yeah.
You know, that's like one of the main things that I would have to say about this camp. They take care of you. The people are down to earth. You know, Deontay, he's down to earth. You know, I had like a 45-minute conversation with Deontay the other day in the gym. Just constant, like, you know, he's laying those constant, like, you know, the gems on you. You know, that's so you know, knowledge. Constant knowledge, you know.
What sort of things do you learn from Deontay then?
Well, one is you gotta have like the ultimate confidence in yourself, regardless of what everybody on the outside is saying, because you know, people are gonna criticize, fans are gonna criticize, but it's the people closest to you, whose opinions really matter, you know, and then ultimately, it's what you got in here, what you got up here, you know, that's going to determine how you do in there.
Yeah. So what's your opinion then on him potentially matching up with Anthony Joshua next year? And will it happen, or?
Man, if you would asked in 2016, would it happen in 2018? I probably would have said yeah, you know. But seeing that it didn't happen, it's hard for me to say that it would happen next year, you know. Tell you the truth, I really don't know. Should it happen? Definitely. It definitely should happen. But would it happen? I really don't know, you know, because like I'm just like when it comes to that fight, I'm just like any other fan, where I see, you know, how things are playing out, you know, on social media, you know, YouTube and everything like that. See the different interviews, videos, and everything. And when I put the data that I've collected together, you know, it almost seems as though like the narrative is already being set for it not to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But who knows? You know, it's big business, so you know it makes sense. It should happen. So maybe it'll happen.
You said like you study a lot, you watch a lot of YouTube, and so does Anthony Joshua, probably Deontay as well. So from what data you've collected, how do they match up?
Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, how do they match up? I mean, they're both two big giants, you know what I'm saying? Two big Goliaths. I mean, if you ask me who I'm riding with the home team, you know what I'm saying? Riding with the home team, but put it this way, I don't think it's going to be a boring fight.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be a boring fight. It's going to be a good fight. Yeah. It's going to be exciting.
Is it a case of who lands first wins?
Nah, I don't think so.
No?
Nah. Because, you know, on one hand you got one guy who has proven, you know what I'm saying, to have one punch and knockout power. On the other hand, the other guy, he might have it, but he hasn't shown it yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Freaking. So I wouldn't say it's whoever lands first. You know, I would say, you know, I'm put it this way. I feel like if Wilder lands first, that could be it.
Yeah.
I feel like if if Joshua can manage to stop Wilder from landing that shot, maybe it goes the distance. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it'll take an accumulation of punches for somebody to get someone out of there. But as far as like who can land the one shot and then end it, I only see that happening with, you know what I'm saying, with Deontay. And that's because, you know, regardless of how anybody feel, because I know it's going to be people who disagree with me, so that regardless of how anybody feel, my opinion is going based off of facts, based off of like what is out there for all of us to see. It's only one guy who's knocked people out with one punch. Yeah. You know, so there it is.
Going back to your Marine days, like how hard was the training? Because you tried to get like an 18-minute mile, and there was like 18-minute 3 mile. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there was this one guy who, you know, just, you know, smoked it. Like, so sometimes it's a case of like how you're built as a person, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got guys like, you know, guys like me, who are built like me, built like even like Anthony Joshua and stuff like that, with the muscle, you know. Requires a lot of oxygen, you know. Requires a lot of oxygen. But then you got the slender, the smaller looking guys or whatever. They don't require as much, you know, and so they can move, you know, a little faster, or they can move a little longer and stuff like that. So yeah, in the Marine Corps, I tried to get like an 18. I wanted a perfect PFT score, right? I wanted a 300 PFT. The pull-ups wasn't going to be a problem. I already knew I was going to get the pull-ups. I knew I was going to.
How many did you have to do again?
To get a perfect 100, you had to get 20 pull-ups straight. It had to be a deadlock though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they do in the other branch of service, but in the Marine Corps, deadlock means your legs ain't swaying. You lock out them elbows, and then you go up. Chin got to be above the bar, right? Otherwise, it's a no rep, and they will not count the rep. So, but I knew 20 pull-ups, not a problem, because I could do way more. I could double that, you know. So the crunches, you had to get 100 crunches in 2 minutes, no problem. Knew I was going to get that. It all came down to the run, and you know, at the time, I think my best run time was like a 20:21, you know, which is good. It puts me in a first class PFT, but it doesn't put me at, you know, a perfect score. So, you know, I'm sitting here training for it. I'm training for it, actually training to get a better run time. Me, you know, big muscular guy, training to get a better run time. Here you have this slender guy. He's not training. If anything, he was always in the smoke pit, just like no preference of what cigarette he smoked. Freaking smoked cigars, inhaled, you know, all of that. Gets to the run, and the way it works is they don't start the time until the last person passes the line. So I got all the way in the front. So I kind of even had like a little bit of a head start. Still, my best time was like a 19:48, and I put out. I'm talking about when I got back and finished, I dropped to a knee. I was tired. This kid got back probably a good 5 minutes before I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, the kid who smokes everything got back like maybe 5 minutes before I did. And you know, we had a little joke where we called him a raptor. We called him a raptor because he ran like mouth open. He leaned forward. His hands were like this, like in front of him, and he would just go. One speed, there and back. Hey, it's just in his genetics, I guess. He's just built to run.
Yeah. Well, you still achieved a lot in the Marine Corps, and if you were to achieve the ultimate goal in boxing, which is to become a world champion, would you go back there and give like a speech or a talk?
Oh, in the Marine Corps, definitely. Yeah. You never really just completely lose the motivation, you know what I'm saying, that was like instilled in you from when you joined. I always tell people, look, you know, one of the funnest times in my life was when I was in the military, and then within the military, like, you know, you hate it while you hate certain things while you're doing it at that moment, but then afterwards, when you think about it, like, yo, it was so fun. Like, for instance, basic training. Like, during basic training, you know, it kills you waking up like 3-4 in the morning, you know, training all the way till about like 8 at night. But you know what? After graduating boot camp, you start to realize that was like one of the funnest times I ever had, you know? comedy, straight comedy, all 77 training days.
Yeah.